another episode of Kill James Bond. I am November Kelly. I am joined, as always, by my friends Abigail Thorne and Devon.
Buongiorno.
How you doing?
We're still in Italy. We are so close to robbery season. I can taste
right there,
it.
baby.
I can feel my rob tooth moving.
We're basically already there.
Like dog tooth, but for robbery, my rob tooth.
Right,
It was a
okay.
nested.
That's
it
fine.
made sense to me, right? I was in a mood when I made these notes.
I was when I made mine as well.
They made 3 movies about the comic book character Diabolik. They were only released in Italy, as far as I can tell. And this is number 2 of 3, Diabolik Ginko Attacks. And let me say, this movie, I looked at this as I was coming in and I was like, this is 2 hours long. It's the like sort of middle one of a trilogy. They're going to have less budget.
Yeah.
I'm not going to enjoy this. But I did.
Mm-hmm.
This one's good. It's not great, but I straightforwardly enjoyed watching this film.
I've got to say, I disagree. I thought the first 15 minutes were good, and then they pissed it away.
I really like the first 50 minutes. Absolutely agree. This starts really strong.
True.
It gets a bit slow in the middle. It's a little predictable in places.
Yeah, for sure.
But I
Yeah.
still had overall a good time watching
It's
it.
a shame.
I think.
It's a shame. I think they totally whiffed it.
It's a bit sloppy. I think you could edit this into something a lot better.
I will say this, though. I haven't written down a single thing about any outfit.
That's one of the things that annoyed me the most. Is that we get an hour and 10 minutes in before Eva Kant changes her outfit, and I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
You don't understand what made it
idiots
good. You know?
made this film? She's in a black turtleneck and leggings for the first hour, and I'm like, what the
Listen,
fuck?
I'm never going to complain about seeing a woman in a black turtleneck and leggings, especially a woman who looks like this.
Neither am I, but that's also a costume we've already seen from the first one.
True. You're on this thing. You're on the Werner Herzog
Tragic.
thing of like you need a new spectacle, right? And I respect that. I get that. The one thing I will say is that I had a much better time with the aesthetics of this movie because I could actually see it, right? Like
That's true.
Yes, that's
I
true.
let my membership in the kind of adverse conditions movie club lapse on this one, right? Because my girlfriend saved the day and gave me access to this in 1080 of God's own P. And so I was able to actually see the fucking movie.
God's own
Yeah,
P.
God's own P.
Yeah, your girlfriend did the same thing for me, and it was very, very helpful.
Has your girlfriend been downgraded from wife?
No, different. We're talking about different people here. I would never
polyamory,
downgrade
right.
my wife to a girlfriend.
Find it hard to keep up.
But
you
yeah,
know?
no, so I can actually see what was going on.
Compromised.
And I was just like, yeah, this fucking rules. Because the opening shot of this movie is this like wide establishing shot of the city of Genf with this like modern art museum and Diabolik climbing up the side of it. And it's not great CGI, but it's well composed is the thing. And that covers for a multitude of sins.
It's pretty. It's also got some cool music. It's like it's like Nina Richards has done the soundtrack to this, or Zoe Blade. There's a lot of like somebody sexily leaning on a synthesizer, like
I straightforwardly enjoy a lot of the music from this. I'll get to talk about this, but there are a few sequences in this where I'm looking this up on Spotify after the fact.
Yeah.
You know it's a good movie when you're like going like, damn, who did the sound on this? And like checking
Yeah, it does.
IMDb to find out who
Sounds good.
composed for Diabolik 2.
Also, Diabolik, his ass looks really good in his sneaking suit. I will say
It
that.
does.
The clap of his ass cheeks.
There's a brief moment where you see his silhouette, and I'm like, my man's been doing some Bulgarian split squats because he looks good.
The one thing I will say about Diabolik as well is that he looks different because as he and his sort of like weird latex mask loom into view, you go, that's a different actor. And it is. And you can tell even with the mask because he has worse eyebrows. The first guy looked stranger. He had a weirder face.
Yeah.
And this time
I liked the weird face guy. This guy just looks like Italian Leonardo DiCaprio.
They enlisted a guy with a normal shaped head, which I don't appreciate.
I think he looks nice.
I mean, he does.
I will say the stubble's working for him in this one.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty. He looks like a model, but I mean, he's hardly in the film, so don't worry about it.
He climbs into the...
Yeah, no, he's a spectral presence in this. He climbs through this window. There's one guard going like window to window. He climbs in and just throws a knife at this guy.
Fully kills him.
kills him, absolutely. And this is like,
Murder.
you wouldn't lose any time doing a classic like reverse choke out or anything like that. Your stealth game classic, but he just doesn't do it. Throwing knife.
And I'm gonna lay down a few things for like because any good robbery, any good heist is about planning, and so I'm gonna lay down a few building blocks of my plan for robbery season now. One of the things that I really appreciate, I like guards, right? Especially museum guards who are like objectively providing something of like social value, and like a lot of them don't even get chairs, they all get fucking plantar fasciitis. You can read a long article, it's kind of dated now, by a guy called David Berman called Clip on Tie about being a museum guard. Also highly recommend a book by Patrick Brinley called All the Beauty in the World. But yeah, the museum guard, fascinating existence. This guy's just ends because Diabolik just like knifes him in the back, and we get the little tracking knife camera as well.
Also, as we see later on, Diabolik is fully capable of knocking people out with throwing knives. He just chooses
he's
not
like,
to.
fuck this guy.
His first thing in any situation is throwing knife.
It's true. It's true.
You startle him. He's like,
and I mean, I said this in bits of Eurospy season.
Yeah, the guy who like responds with a throwing knife to any stimulus. He's getting out of the scene. Like, he's surviving.
It's like when my parents got divorced, I have to choose between museum guard and like throwing knife guy, and I love them both. Very difficult.
And we talk about the planning of the... I was just going to keep going.
What?
It makes sense to me.
Parents museum guards?
It's a metaphor.
It's just two things that we love.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Speaking of the plan, really straightforward plan on Diabolik's behalf here. So he's trying to steal a crown.
Yep.
It's part of a collection of jewels, presumably that creates some like large outfit that would look great all as one.
Yeah.
I got a bet. He gets into the room, he locks the doors, and then he just starts to cut through the bars.
Instantly sets off the alarm, which is not the best plan.
Yeah.
And
like he doesn't like, short the alarm out so he doesn't like cut this off or anything. He literally just locks the door from the inside and starts cutting.
Yeah, with a saw, not even a laser. And the guards are sitting around in the Red Barrel room playing poker and discussing their favorite passwords.
I fucking love these guys. I love guards. I love how like gross they are. I love the weird fake uniforms. Like this is deep fucking lore, right? And it's like I don't think I've ever mentioned this before. Before I became a podcaster, when I was like flat broke and just trying to do something, the one thing I was trying to do is I was trying to get my security guard license so I could get a job doing this shit. Yeah. So
you could be gooning. You could be
exactly. There was a real sliding doors moment where if like
you got nothing to do in like the museum all day, you could be gooning.
Exactly. Were it not for Trash Future, I would be gooning right now, this very moment.
You could be listening to a podcast.
True.
As a guard.
Oh my God.
So these guards, right? They go upstairs and they look at the locked door, which is sealed, and the boss guard goes, right.
Sorry, I'm having a moment.
Please.
I'm imagining a sort of like I saw the TV Glow situation where you're listening to this podcast, but it's just me and Abby.
Yeah.
And you're like, this missing something. I don't know what it is.
Be better with a third mic. Yeah.
Ultimate parasocial thing where I'm like I've been museum guard gooning for so long that I'm hallucinating myself into the role of showrunner in a podcast that you two do
without you. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be your favorite thing to guard?
Ooh, I mean, this is the thing. Everything that I've read, including this All the Beauty in the World thing, there's an interesting New York Times article along the same lines. Museum guards have favorites, and they have favorite paintings to look at.
Yeah.
So,
of course,
I'm not sure. I mean, my favorite painting in a gallery that I've seen is Lady Agnew of Loch Nor in the National Galleries of Scotland. So probably that one. Helped crack my egg.
Oh
yeah,
shit!
Seriously.
I'd be in the modern art section, just like getting ready to fight anyone.
Just anyone who's like, my kid could do that.
You couldn't do it.
Just put them in a chokehold instantly. Like
he didn't say it. Say it. Your kid couldn't do
Abby,
this.
Security guard Abby, what's your favorite painting or work of art?
My favorite painting? Oh, I love a good Northumberland landscape, so I'd probably guard that. I think my least favorite bit of being a guard would be when loads of men in bowler hats with apples over their faces come around.
That's a rough day at the office.
And then like Pierce Brosnan's macking on some chicks. I'm just like, fuck's sake, man.
At some point, because we did it too early and we jumped the gun, we're going to have to do both of the Thomas Crown Affair with Steve McQueen, but we're also going to have to do a Thomas Crown Affair no notes.
Oh, God.
No, we're not. We could just do the one.
We're really
Steve
short.
McQueen.
Nothing fucking happens in that movie.
My only thing I remember about the Thomas Crown Affair is them having sex on the staircase.
I remember Renee Rousseau saying cows after she lands a glider.
That's true. Yes.
But anyway,
Speaking of gliders,
they run up the corridor.
Speaking of gliders,
their friend, by the way, he was just fully dead.
Dead as hell.
Like Diabolik has tucked him away behind an alcove. And he's locked himself in with the crown. And so they can't get through the security door. And the boss guard goes, right, get the explosives.
Why do you have those?
In an art museum. And so one of them gets like a brick of plastic explosives.
If you're a museum guard, you're waiting for the day that you can break out the SWAT gear.
I mean, this is the thing, right? If someone says, my kid could do that, then you're breaking out the Semtex. Obviously.
Yeah, immediately I'm like, I should get it. Yeah.
Just the whole modern art exhibition is just going up in a sort of one-time only work of Dadaist extermination.
A rain of like sweets in the areas nearby.
Yeah, but so they blast their way through the door, and Diabolik is escaping in a hang glider, and one of the guards goes,
"Hell yeah,
Diabolik! he just killed your friend." Like,
yeah.
They don't know that yet. They haven't seen the body.
That's true. But the thing is, right, I know this is a joke that's played out for henchmen, right? It's something that fucking Austin Powers did in a deleted scene. But imagine the effect of this on like a normal workplace, like regular type thing, like an art museum.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You got to go to work again tomorrow.
Yeah, a guy climbed up the wall of my office and stabbed my friend in the back with a throwing knife.
The people of Genf must like really dislike Diabolik. Not.
It seems like they hate his ass.
For good reason.
Honestly, my favorite bit later on was when the cops say we need one person to drive this thing, and like they might run into Diabolik, and all the cops go, "I'm not doing that. It's a fucking suicide mission."
Yeah.
No, he's gonna kill me.
Yeah, he's a murderer.
Diabolik will fucking
I
kill me.
want to do this movie with the same opening 5 minutes, and then it just stays with the like art museum guys, you know?
Absolutely.
But instead, you know, we follow Diabolik as he hang glides down to the black Jaguar E-Type, which Eva is driving. She presses the big receive hang glider button, and the thing pops open.
Yeah, rather than have a convertible E-Type, he's still got the coupe, but it has a side seat that like goes out to the side, and he lands in that, and then it like winches back in. I'm just like, what the fuck?
He takes the mask off. We see the new guy for the first time, and I'm like, I go back to the old guy. I don't like this one. It's too
Italian
normal.
Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's like, ugh. And I'm like, oh, come on.
So across town, back in Clairville, we see that there is being advertised a preposterously like jewel-based ballet.
I would
event.
go to this.
Absolutely.
I would go to this.
I would absolutely go.
Of course we would. And the poster is like these
Jewel
8
ballet.
ballerinas will be wearing the jewels of the Armin collection, and it's like going to be primarily focused around them. And we get this,
which is the remainder of the collection that the crown belonged to.
The announcer comes out front of house and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that the Armin crown has been stolen by the master thief Diabolik, but we still have all the other jewels."
It's really good. Like just being like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we don't have the crown. Diabolik got it," and everyone in the audience is like, "Oh right,
yeah.
Okay.
He does some bits too, and the idea of like a warm-up stand-up comedian for a ballet is really tickling me. I really like that.
I mean, like, I don't know how many ballets the writers of this have been to, but this is quite inappropriate because he says, but the other jewels will be worn by our fabulous dancers. And the women will watch the jewels and dream of one day wearing them. The men will watch 5 beautiful dancers, 10 beautiful legs, and best not say what they'll be dreaming about. I'm just like, this is fucking inappropriate. This is fucking
I've
ballet.
Come to have a nice time.
Yeah.
I'm here to see the jewels, but the one joke he
I
does
will say
do,
everyone in the audience is fucking smoking as well, which like take me back.
I really like the aesthetics here.
Also, some of the women in the audience are also going to be watching the ballerinas. So
also true.
Homophobia.
The one joke he does that lands for me is he says, yeah, obviously like all these jewels very expensive, But don't worry, the Clairville police are protecting us. And what's really funny is everybody in the audience just kind of like rolls their eyes and groans quietly. Everyone except the cops has genre awareness, right? They know that they're in a heist film.
I think that's a key part of what I like about this.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, a key part of being a cop in a heist film is not having that, right? A cop gaining genre awareness is one of the first warning signs of xenogatification.
Absolutely.
And we'll see this from Ginko later on.
This is a bit that I really like because we get a diegetic Bond title sequence, which is really clever because the dancers come out and they dance the title sequence to like a James Bond film with like sexy women on trampolines and like silhouettes and like
it's so good. It's really, really good.
With hats and like doing gun fingers and stuff. And it's like it's not very good. It's not very well danced. It's not a very good. It's not a very good ballet, but you know,
for
it's
ballet,
cool.
it's shit. But like it's not ballet. It's like modern dance, right? And like the song is quite Eurovision in a good way. It's like
I agree.
It's like Italian Sam Smith, right? And Italian Sam Smith has pipes as well. You like really like turns it on. I'm earnestly putting this like on the playlist for the gym.
I mean, it's a song about like, you know, how much forbidden love and things like that, and I'm really interpreting this as being about the tension between Diabolik and Ginko.
Oh, of course.
Slow burn rivals to lovers, 2,000 words.
Yeah, looking this up. The other thing is like these brothers who directed this movie mostly did music videos in their early career, so like clearly they just wanted to do another one, which is what this is.
Yes, I get that,
and it works. It works quite well.
Yeah,
cool. More movies should be putting music videos at the start.
Yeah,
I think the fact that it's only Bond doing that, it's a bit of a loss.
Yeah, it's a shame to have Bond like camping on that. But so the lights go out. There's a power cut, and all of the ballerinas. By the way, these women are not convincing ballerinas. That's no slight on them. They're all beautiful, but like none of them are like 85 pounds with like extremely fucked limbs and joints, right? And this cop is like, all right, we got to get you and the jewels to safety. Obviously, like we know from moment one, Diabolik has the fucking latex mask thing. He can disguise himself as anyone.
Obviously, Diabolik
he's got these fucking jewels in his sight. Yeah, immediately he like brings them down to a little room and he's like, "You'll be safe in here." They get in. It's very obviously the back of a van.
Yeah, he fully like fritzels these women. It's like concerning.
Just takes them.
He commits kidnapping.
Yes.
He takes these women.
He loads the 5 of them into a truck and then Ava's driving and they just drive away.
Just like average date I go on type of shit to be happening to me. And the plan here is so low rent as well because he just drives them out of town then gets on like a sort of megaphone he's got hooked up in the back and is like, yeah, it's Diabolik. Take the jewels off and get out of the van.
He says, I'll take them from your corpses.
Okay.
It's like, all right, man. Yeah, again, like not really a plan.
No.
Yeah.
But they do it.
It's not there. They do it, yeah. They do
there's no lasers, there's no sort of gas or anything. It's disappointing.
Yeah, I guess.
But anyway, he just lets them out, just lets them go, drives away, got all the jewels. Fantastic.
No fucking 3 gases within the first like 10 minutes of the last one.
Meanwhile, in this kind of shitty dive bar, truck stop, roadhouse type situation, we see this like
I love this scene.
We see this old trucker talking to his mate, who I can only describe as like spits Italian Ansel Elgort.
Yes.
Like alarmingly so.
I'll take your word for it. No idea who the fuck that is.
From like Tokyo Vice, probably some other stuff.
Never seen it.
Was he Baby Driver?
No, he wasn't Baby. But yeah, he was Baby Driver. Yeah, he was the baby in Baby Driver.
Yeah. Not seen it.
The baby from Baby Driver.
He was the baby in Baby Driver.
We'll get to it. That's on the next season.
God, yeah.
But like Anselmo El Gordo is like this kind of it's like this kind of pickup artist type guy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I like to fuck nasty. I can seduce any woman.
Yeah.
And old mate is like, women are too much trouble. I'm a misogynist.
Yeah.
And at this point, the like 8 extremely scantily clad women walk in.
And then this guy, the sort of greaser guy, says, "I handle this." He goes up.
Ostino
he has a
Butlerino.
switchblade comb, like your dodgy mate did in Sixth Form, who wanted to look hard.
Hell yeah.
Like Indiana Jones's adoptive son Mutt did. Yes.
Who died in Vietnam?
Yeah,
yes,
correct.
Yes, who died in Vietnam.
Important part of the Mutt canon.
Yeah, it is actually in the new. It is actually an important part of the canon that Mutt dies in Vietnam. So
joking.
We'll
get to
menaces the lead dancer sexually. He calls her bossy and feisty and like touches her.
Yeah, and then we get. So this is the thing, right? I don't remember if I said this when we did the Charlie's Angels live shows, but if I didn't, I wanted to. As much as I criticize it and make fun of it, I do have a soft spot in some ways for this kind of quasi-feminism that happens next, right? Because the woman that he's sexually harassing sort of like judo flips him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she judo flips him and they all pull the strap. Like every single one of them is strapped. They're all strapped up.
Yeah, they do.
This is a beautiful joke structure because what happens is she judo flips him and the woman who judo flips him says, just so no one gets the wrong idea, we're all judo experts. And then they all pull guns and she goes, yeah, and just so you know, we're also all armed. And
we all have guns.
That's a beautifully constructed joke.
Feminism is when a woman has a gun.
Yeah, but like genuine, as a piece of writing, this film it surprised me.
Judo experts, and we all have guns. It's a good series of events. It's a good setup. I think this scene is extremely good.
Yeah, we're still in the first 15 minutes, which are good.
Yes, exactly.
But then she says, "Can I use the payphone? Someone give me a token." And the older guy like flips her a token, and she catches it. My notes say, "Cool is when you catch things in slow motion."
True. My notes say, "How do you put a token into a payphone cuntily?" Because she does.
She does manage that.
And she calls Ginko and says, "The jewels have been stolen." And Ginko goes, "Fantastic."
He goes, "Molto bene," or whatever.
All according to plan.
Yes. Yeah, because the jewel ballet was like diegetically preposterous, right? Like
this is really good.
Yeah.
I love the explaining the plan ass music behind the next scene as well. Because Ginko's like, fucking got him, easy. All right, let me tell you how I did this here.
Yeah, I knew he couldn't resist it. Once he'd stolen the crown, he'd want the whole collection because he's obsessive. He's a completionist.
Ginko's working on a special liquid, and he's used that to make them make the jewels radioactive, so he can track them. Bam!
They did the thing from the like 60s Mario Bava movie with the radioactive gold or whatever. Sure. I will say this, right?
Yeah, we definitely watched that.
There's two things. One is that I really like how dumb this plan is, that it works anyway. But also, Ginko fully Zenigatified at this point. There's two
late stage
symptoms of late stage Zenigatification, which he does here. Complex multi-stage plans, of which this is one. And this is essential, hyping up your own nemesis to other cops.
Yes.
That's the other thing he spends the bulk of this movie doing, is being like, Diabolik is a master thief, and I knew the only way we could possibly hope to catch him was this plan.
No one else is taking Diabolik as seriously as me. That's why I've dipped all of the jewels in a special radioactive liquid and put on a ballet, all right?
I'm gonna give him cancer.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give him radiation poisoning.
Well, the idea is they can track them, right? And those dancers are all undercover cops, which is presumably why they don't look like ballerinas.
Diabolik just in bed like Alexander Litvinenko, but he's still wearing the fucking mask.
Cut to him. He's got the mask. He's got all like the jewels on. You have to take off the jewels. They're killing you. No.
He won't do it.
Bury me with my golden arm.
but so the plan is they're gonna take this hysterical fucking vehicle, this 1940s Nazi-looking TV detection van.
Spinning the antenna in my Ginko van. They're gonna get Diabolik for non-payment of his TV license, like they got Capone.
You have to let him in.
And they're gonna drive around. And they're going to find the thing. But the thing is, when he gets in the van, the guys operating it are cops wearing police lab coats, like regular lab coats, but with the cop uniform details sewn on. And this is so fucking kitsch. It approaches Wes Anderson in this moment.
It's really cunty.
It's French Dispatch stuff. Like,
It actually is, yeah.
Also, if you liked those 5 undercover cops and thought those might be interesting nemesis for Diabolik, they're not going to come back.
No, but I mean,
yeah, it's a shame, but
yeah,
they're gone.
They just have this weird interaction with Ginko where she's like, "We are cops, we are professionals, we would like to get back to work. We're not just women who are like eye candy." And Jinko's like, "Yes, that's right. We're not that misogynist."
Yeah. Jinko's like, take a break, girls. And they're like, if with all respect, we've been dancing for like 3 weeks. We're all cops. We just want to get back to work.
Yeah.
Feminism is like
It's
about
like, okay,
20
cool.
years behind in Italy. It's fine.
And then they don't come back,
yeah.
so whatever.
And then they don't come back.
They haven't even invented transphobia yet. They very much have. So I will say she's wearing the like cop jacket over the like ballerina outfit, and I do think I have COVID. But yeah, so they leave the movie. Yeah, never to return.
Diabolik and Eva get back to the Batcave, and at this point we encounter one of our big problems with the movie. The same
Batcave that we've seen.
Saving money on the set.
Yeah,
we encounter one of our big
so.
problems, which is that they don't have any chemistry. I'm sorry, these two
It's
lead
true.
actors,
Yeah.
I don't believe it at all.
doesn't
The
work.
first two,
I also wrote this down.
I believed that like there was some passion there, but these two, it's just, like they kiss and it's so stock.
Yeah, and their relationship has changed too, because like if you remember the first movie, right, it was mostly like him holding her at knife point and her kind of liking it. Whereas in this one, she like brings him a Campari, which obviously like I need a beautiful Italian woman to bring me a glass of Campari.
Yeah,
but
they're
like,
drinking Boulevardiers, which are an excellent drink.
I literally have these glasses even, so I've been effectively marketed to.
Make me one sometime.
But yeah, absolutely. But so. But the vibe here is like married couple.
Yeah.
She wants to go on holiday, and he's like, I live for my work or whatever. And it doesn't have the weirdness anymore.
Yeah, they're not freak. They're not matching each other's freak anymore. Like, because he puts a bracelet on her, one of the bracelets I stole, and says, "Oh, it's not as beautiful as your eyes," or whatever. And then he says, "Right, I've got to go out and start planning my next heist." And she's like, "You don't want to take a holiday?" And I'm like, dude, you're fumbling the designer bag here. Like,
yeah, you're fucking up.
You can't put the extremely valuable jeweled bracelet on me, tell me I'm more beautiful than the bracelet, and then not fuck me.
And then like leave, like
fumbling the Birkin bag.
Yeah,
Danger Diabolik got this fucking right in the 60s. They were like, no. They finish a heist and then they lounge in a big conical bed for 5 days.
They fuck
then
on
they
the
do
loot.
another heist.
That's the point.
They fuck.
Like, this is not. He's just this sort of weird crime monk. That and like and like it sets
he just
us
likes
up.
stealing.
It sets us up for something quite nice because she feels upset by this, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And it makes me think that the movie is going to do something interesting with their relationship, which, spoilers, it does not.
No, because then at this moment, Ginko follows them there. Everybody in this movie has fucking explosives as well.
He's on the fucking road outside the base, the set we remember from the previous fucking movie.
He's been there before, in the last one.
Like, yeah, genuinely, he's there like, oh, he must be inside this mountain. I'm like, is this supposed to be somewhere else? Because it's not.
Yeah, man,
I was in
a
forgiving mood when I saw this movie, so I was like, I don't know, maybe the comic book kind of lack of continuity is healthier.
It's like rolling up on Tracy Island for like the 5th time and being like, yo, that's crazy. They're right here. Like, yes, cunt.
Would hate to roll up on Tracy
it's on
Island.
The map. They never move. You could approach it from literally any direction.
Fucking
even
ridiculous,
below. It's an island.
Is that house still above the base? Like,
is his ex-wife still there? Like,
but she says, "Oh, I want to go take a holiday," and Diabolik's like, "Yeah, go on, take one then." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, interesting, conflict, drama, cool." And then Ginko dynamites the entrance.
Yeah. And then the movie kind of wins me back because they immediately activate their escape plan, which is to get onto the slowest,
this is fun.
shittiest, wobbliest, like fireman's pole with a platform lift.
Yeah, this whole chase sequence is dog shit. Like, it's real bad. It's just like these two incredibly hot people jogging lightly down a corridor and then through the woods. I'm like, you didn't have anything better to escape with? You don't have like a diabolic rocket or a secret like monorail tunnel?
yeah, right? Like a motorbike with a sidecar.
Your secret escape plan is just like jog into the woods? like your fucking Raoul Moat? Like,
They leave everything.
diabolic! Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Man. The planning has really gone to shit. They're not planning at all anymore.
Eva falls and like twists her ankle, which of course she fucking does because we get like 20 shots of her jogging across scree in pleasers. Like,
she's like kitten heels trying to go up the Himalayas. Like, you are going to die. You're in a fucking Into the Wild environment dressed like me at the second live show.
But so Diabolik leaves her ass there to get caught. But when he does, he apologizes to her. And I'm like, this sucks. The last guy, pre-woke Diabolik with the weirder eyebrows, would never have felt bad about this shit. He would have just gone.
And I liked this moment. I was like, oh, he's an asshole. He's only dedicated to crime. Remember the way he treated his wife in the last one? Like, I was like, oh, this is great conflict. Ava is going to realize over the course of this film that this man is not healthy and it's not good and she shouldn't have done this. Great setup. Really good setup.
Nice setup.
Nice setup.
So as Ginko's about to arrest her, she fucking dives off the cliff that she's on into the water below, where she disappears.
It's like 7 feet as well.
They do their best to make it look really
also
high.
It's very still as well. It's just like a normal river bend, and they're like, "Where did she go?" I'm like, "You can
sort of,
she's just there.
Just go downstream a bit, I reckon."
Yeah.
To be fair, Ginko does say, "I'll have the river dredged" or whatever, but like,
but like
he goes back to the Batcave. The thing that I do like is as they're cataloging all of the shit that he's stolen that he keeps in his Batcave, there's the one...
This is my favorite running bit, actually. Yeah.
There's the one cop who's like a fan, who's like, holy shit, that's that piece of art. This guy's really good at crimes.
Like some of them are like, we didn't even think this guy had stolen that one. We hadn't even pinned it on him yet.
They also find some
nice.
architectural plans for a factory on the edge of town. And then Jinko's like, what is it? And someone says, it's an inexpensive warehouse filming location, Inspector. Like, you can hire them quite cheaply.
And when they go out there, Ginko says something that's philosophically quite interesting to me. He says, it's always been abandoned, which...
I really like, no, it was built to be abandoned. Don't worry. It's like a block of flats in central London. It was built to be empty.
It's like when I found that German Wikipedia page where about this like region in there where it's like such and such is a region in Germany without any defined geographical limits. I'm like, okay.
Wow. The main thing they have in this factory, there was a lot of jazz flute, which I really like.
True.
They do, yeah.
I'm thinking of this place as like the doomed light industrial area until further notice.
Yeah, there's a lot of like I film a lot of Philosophy Tube episodes in places like this because they're very cheap to hire.
And
makes sense.
They get into the like secret compartment in here where they find the backup Batcave. And I will say they've put more thought into the mask stuff in this one. Because if you remember the last one, it's just a bunch of masks hanging up on the wall. Here, he's got like a full fucking 3D printing goop machine thing.
He does, yeah. I like it. I like the goop machine.
The mask machine, yeah.
It's where he keeps that.
And they decide to stake the place out in case he comes back. Because they're like, well, he doesn't know that we found this place. He's going to want to come here. Because now we've got all of his loot, is the thing. Everything he's ever stolen, we've got it. So he's going to have to do some other kind of heist. And he's not got his masks either. So, like, we've fucking got him, boys. He won't be on the run for long. Meanwhile, Monica Bellucci.
Yeah,
yes, and then Monica Bellucci hits the movie and you go, oh my God, is that Monica Bellucci?
Also, she looks great. Don't know who did her hair and makeup for this, but
is that literally Monica Bellucci?
That's real. That's Monica Bellucci.
That's the real Monica Bellucci.
You're joking.
They put her in the movie. Yeah. They put a lot of Vaseline on the fucking lens every time it's pointed at her. But
yes, the camera is not kind to Monica Bellucci then, because like that.
She looks better in this than she does in Spectres on My Pussy or whatever the Daniel Craig one was.
I don't know. I was expecting, like, you know how I feel about Italian women, and you know that this movie is intending to be like, you know, a second Italian woman has struck the movie. I don't know.
That's the real Monica Bellucci. She looks great. Does a good
I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm gonna go and see my optician. But anyway,
she's in the next one as well.
Really?
Oh shit. Huh.
Yeah, I'm looking at IMDb right now.
They're just showing you pictures of Monica Bellucci, but like 1 or 2.
They do kind of bury her in some pretty mid outfits. She's usually wearing a big Carmen Sandiego hat, which
the outfits are just not good. Anyway, she's in town. She's the Duchess of Wallenberg. She's arriving in Clairville. She's going to be attending a fabulous party wearing the extremely famous and very stealable necklace
Yeah, which has a name.
It's amusingly.
Yes.
The fucking it's legitimately called the Black Griffin necklace, and yes, Griffin is spelled Gryphon.
Mm-hmm.
They can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, no, they can't.
Before you pointed this out, I didn't know this was a person, and so I just thought that the name itself was funny.
I had to look it up.
And so I wrote down because the way that it sounds like a mouse or something, like the Black Griffin gaming necklace.
Yeah. Black Griffin is a famous brony musician. He made the song "Proud to Be a Brony," among other things.
The brony national anthem.
Embarrassing the degree to which I know who that fucker is.
Yes, and also I think he's in
every pony please stand for the national anthem.
Every pony please stand for the pony national anthem. Yes, and I think that's Princess Celestia in the Royal Box. And I think he also had a role in Has Been Hotel. Does the voice actor and a couple of other things.
And invented this necklace.
There's some other stuff behind the scenes that I can't talk about because that's libel, but extremely funny.
Okay.
Extremely funny that it's called the Black Griffin necklace. And they keep saying it too.
It's true.
They keep saying it.
By the way, when she arrives in the airport, I love the fake names, and they come up with 1 billion of them for cities. So like every name on the departure board, every name on the announcements. One of them is Grover City. Like it's all shit like that. And I love that. I love a kind of like fictional country. But anyway, so she arrives expecting to see Ginko, and instead he has sent his boy, Sergeant whatever. And she is like pissed at him because she was expecting Inspector Ginko. And at first we think it's just, she, has like high expectations, but very quickly we are disabused of this because she goes to visit him at his office.
This is really nice.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit like telenovela,
No, I liked it. It's fun. So she dismisses the other people in Jinko's office, and then they kiss because they're having an affair. Discreetly.
I do like this. All right.
This B plot slightly bored me, to be honest, but
I like it, but just for really driving home how much more important to Ginko his relationship with Diabolik is than any other thing, because that really builds into my fanfic.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
But I'm, Forbidden Love, Angst, eight chapters currently being updated.
It's not even fanfic, really. Like,
it made Ginko interesting. So they're having this affair, and, obviously he is a bit more lowborn than somebody who's sleeping with a Duchess ought to be. She wants to be public about it. He's like, no, I don't think I can. Like, she's like, well,
I'm just a simple cop.
Yeah, she's like, a lot of my Twitch streamers already kind of know. A lot of the people in my Discord have started to put it together anyway. And he's like, no, just let's not do this. So he's like, I'll be with you once I've caught Diabolik.
Which is going to be fucking never, by the way. Something that he kind of knows, to be clear.
Like, I'm not going to be able to catch him. Yeah.
But so, meanwhile, back at the backup Batcave, there's like one of the cops is asleep on the job, the one who's left in there. And we get an elaborate and completely unnecessary fake out where a guy stalks into the building and like menaces him and then wakes him up really suddenly to reveal that he's his like relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Officer Roller.
Yes.
Here known as Officer Dipshit for most of my notes.
Yeah.
Officer Dipshit, I quite like him because
I like him too.
I think he brings something to the movie, but he is just a dipshit nonstop.
The cop who is asleep on the job goes, if you see Diabolik, call for reinforcements. And Roller is like, I got my reinforcements right here in my gun, which I will shoot
I've got the strap.
Diabolik. And so the second he's left alone, Roller has this like unmedicated ADHD sequence where he just immediately starts fucking with everything around him.
He honestly just starts fucking with
He's so real for this.
Just poking shit.
And my favorite one of these, he looks at the gadgets, and one of them is like a Zippo lighter, like a regular cigarette lighter. And when you flick the thing, a little like inch long spike comes out through where the flame would go. And I'm like, what was the utility of this?
For stabbing cigarettes?
I guess.
Yeah.
It's funny when you're trying to quit smoking.
I suppose so. Why would Diabolik make this?
guess it's just another hidden knife, but like, what is he doing? It just doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see a reality in which you're getting stabbed by that, and that's like the one blow.
Undignified, you know?
Unless it's poison of some kind.
I guess so.
Could be.
My poison cigarette lighter.
Anyway, he hears a noise, and it's Diabolik. Diabolik enters, like he shoots at him, but it's a secret mirror.
Yeah, just like Napoleon Solo. It's a secret mirror.
Yeah, he does the Napoleon Solo move on him.
Standing there doing nothing with his face.
Except he does something worse than Napoleon Solo, because once Roller has shot at the mirror, Diabolik just steps directly in front of the gun anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back to exactly where he thought he was when he was shooting.
He's already aiming at it too. And he's established the gun works. He's tested it. It's not jammed.
Yeah. Anyway, throwing knife.
Yeah, throwing knife. Maybe.
Fuck
well,
you.
Anyway, the other cops, they run in, they find Roller unconscious on the floor.
Yeah, I wrote down second kill and then crossed it out when they were like, he's alive. And I was like, oh, fuck.
The rest of the movie now becomes instantly clear to you because he has, like, incapacitated but not killed this cop in the same place where we has the goop machine that gives you the mask.
Which is now gone.
Yeah, we've just had it established because the cop was poking at it before he got knocked out.
He is. I hope you're excited to see a lot of this Roller guy because he's going to be Diabolik for most of the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Ginko at this point goes to see the new justice minister, who's like, first of all, thank you for having my predecessor beheaded so that I could be promoted to this job.
Yeah, talks a lot of shit for a guy.
Yeah, he does. He's quite frankly very mean to Ginko for a man who got into this job through Ginko killing his predecessor.
But anyway, they're like, well, you might not have gotten Diabolik, but good work so far because we've recovered everything that he's stolen, so nice work.
Yeah, we got everything ever nicked. Jobs are good.
Yeah. Good plan. And so the phone rings, and it's for Ginko. And they put it on speaker, and it's Eva. And she says, Diabolik fucking left me behind. I hate that asshole. I'm not going to turn myself in, but I will help you catch him in exchange for my freedom.
And so the minister is like, make this deal.
Yeah.
Ginko kind of, in order to establish conflict, it kind of goes against some of his prior Xenogasification, but he's like, no, I will absolutely not make this deal. Both because I don't want to reward her for committing crimes, but also because I don't trust her, right? And
well,
she's
he's
betray
jealous
us.
because she gets to sleep with Diabolik.
Also true. The minister orders him to do it anyway.
Yes.
And so he tries to double cross her.
Yeah. He tries to trace the call when she calls him later.
Ginko line in this scene that I just really want to highlight here because it goes towards my theories here. Nothing is more important than catching Diabolik. Not sleep, not love, not death.
That romantic as fuck.
Ginkgo biloba, straight man, sure.
Yeah, come on.
Uh-huh.
But so as they try and trace the call that Eva is making using the same radar van, which I really like. And of course, she gets away.
But at this point, the cops who are cataloging the loot realize that one of the bracelets is missing. And so they're like,
A third Italian woman strikes the me in the form of the art cop, Elena.
The art cop is very nice.
Woof, bark.
Yeah,
bark,
she's cool.
woof.
She's cute.
She seems really lovely.
Yeah.
She's like the smart cop. And so she's the one who deduces.
Cop brackets lady.
Yeah, exactly. She's got glasses and everything. So you know that she's clever. And she's the one who deduces that like one of these bracelets is missing. It's still radioactive. So like Eva's going to have like mega wrist tumors. And also, incidentally, they can track it using the radar van.
When she realizes this, they do a little like crash zoom onto her face, which I found really quite pleasant.
Yeah, it's really charming.
Very comic booky.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah.
It's the only one in the whole movie, and it's just like, you know?
So they're tracking Eva across the city, and Roller is determined to be the first one there because he's like, I failed to catch Diabolik, legendary big-dicked criminal. I will be the first to capture Eva. So he drives to a shopping center to get there.
Eva.
There is a little throwaway thing, by the way, which hit me with the "you will never eat off of the like Hong Kong police snack van" thing, which is when they get the call about Eva, one of the cops is drinking an espresso from like an espresso cup, like a ceramic one. And he gets in the car, like taking the cup with him and immediately spills it down his front. And I'm like, you will really never be a faux Italian cop getting into your little squad car with your tiny espresso cup.
It's a really funny movie. It's really there's a lot of little jokes like that.
I would love to be the espresso cop, to be honest.
He's like running over the car with his little like fucking mug.
Oh, incredible.
What's going on? What's going on? Whoa!
So, Roller, who definitely isn't Diabolik in disguise, gets Ava at gunpoint and then is like, I'm going to come really close to you now. Don't try anything. And of course she does.
She judo flips him.
Judo flips him.
She like holds him at gunpoint to like make her escape.
She goes, I know judo and I've got a gun.
Yeah.
She like knocks out another cop. It's genuinely for a moment, it's like some Brigate Rosse shit. Like she's left 2 cops on the ground.
Yeah. And the other cops can't follow her as well because Roller is lying in the middle of the fucking pavement. So it's like, fuck it.
And then he's
throw
like,
their arms up.
Also, I got the bracelet off her.
Don't worry, guys. I got the bracelet back. And they're all like, I'm going to kill you, Roller. It's like the most anyone's ever beansed it at work. Unfortunately, it is Diabolik.
Yeah.
But it's just like everyone's so fucking mad at this guy.
We do then get a bit that I like because Roller, in quotes, reports to the Batcave and is like, I've been sent to the Batcave to help the art cops catalog the art because I'm fucked up.
This is an interesting bit, and it's something that like you can also see in the BBC series Ludwig, which is just out, which does the same thing. And it's something that I always wonder whenever you have like a disguise thing, how you never run into this problem, which is what if you disguise yourself and then meet someone who knows the person you're pretending to be?
Because Elena, the art cop, is just like, oh, Roller, good to have you here. Like, we went to fucking academy together.
And of course, he doesn't act like him because Diabolik is like naturally taciturn, and he's trying to like make the most of his cover. And Roller is apparently like a funny guy who's like very gregarious, and so he has to sell this to Elena, who looks increasingly unconvinced as. I'm like punished Roller now. I've like because they put me on like jewelry cataloging
at work. They demoted me.
I need to do my big heroic thing to like get my career back, you know.
But meanwhile, Ginko says, all right, I'm gonna go and meet Ava. Finally she has a second look. She has a black hat, red coat, white shirt and trousers. She's got some lovely black gloves. Like
very cool
boots.
Meeting location as well. It's a sort of cunty lighthouse, sort of Art Deco lighthouse.
She also has She also has some big sunglasses that are very, very close to the Dita Narcissus, which are the sunglasses that I actually have.
Interesting. So about this lighthouse,
well, if you're meeting in a lighthouse, then you will
need
sunglasses.
Lighthouse. I need to name check the sunglasses I own. She's put them on. She's got them on, chat.
You'll need sunglasses if you're meeting in a fucking lighthouse.
Wearing the fucking. Oh, fantastic!
Well, I mean, I have the Campari glasses, so like it's all good, you know. These are all consumer items.
I got my fake cigarette.
Nice.
I'll hold that
These
while
are
I do
my podcasting sunglasses.
They do look great on you, to be fair.
But they meet in the Cunty lighthouse, and then she makes him an offer. Like, okay, you got to bait Diabolik by offering him the chance to steal back everything that you've taken from him in one go.
He'll be watching the Batcave, obviously. So, like, you've just got to move everybody out of there so that he thinks it's empty and have an extremely well-guarded shipment that you, like, announce is taking all of his loot to the, like, vaults that you have, and then he's just going to hit that in this tunnel, which is he's going to like block off the ends and fill it with gas.
He's got a classic like trap in this tunnel. We know about trap. He'll definitely use it. This is where I put my hand up and go, I watched Danger Diabolik, the 1960s movie, and I remembered this exact fucking plan from the second half of that film. Could you like think of a fucking plan for your movie?
The twist is that the armored car will be empty because you won't really have moved the jewels. You will actually have left them in the cave unguarded. And at this point I was like, oh, Ava's doing something very clever. She's going to steal all of Diabolik's shit from him.
Yeah, I'm like, this is all I wrote insane plan. She's obviously going to steal that stuff.
Ginko is at least smart enough not to fall for this entirely.
Yeah, Jinko's like, she's obviously lying. Yeah. And he keeps trying to convince his boss. We got like a couple of scenes where he's like talking to the fucking justice minister. He's like, please, can we not go along with this?
But so he makes him. And so in order to do this, he has to do the first step of the plan, which is to put it about in the criminal underworld that this convoy is going to be taking such and such a route at such and such a time. And in order to do this... we need to meet the like sickest cop in the world.
Name, Officer Urban.
Yeah.
Sick. Like
Profession,
a pope.
Urban Officer.
Oh.
He's out there.
Officer Clement V has arrived on the fucking scene, and like cop and anti-cop. So we get this sequence, which is like almost exactly the vibe of the song Guys on Every Corner. The music even kinds of matches. Lots of guys in leather jackets kind of conferring and smoking as this guy who also drives an extremely sick
That's
sports
what the
car.
criminal underworld is.
Yeah.
It's just guys
with sick
wearing
jackets,
jackets.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
It's mostly like a leather jacket fraternity, which fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah.
Also, I should talk about this cop, right? Because he's got like the haircut here is combination bald spot mullet. And he's wearing like acetone sunglasses. Sorry, I don't know the brand of the sunglasses, but like they look
I didn't know.
sick.
They didn't seem remarkable.
You're not going on Internet Movie Sunglass Database.
He looks like the racist one from The Taking of Pelham 123, and yet somehow in a way that like fucks.
He does, yeah.
This is my fan cast for Harry Dubois. When they make the Disco Elysium movie.
Yes, actually, I was watching this film with nobody, and the person that I wasn't watching it with remarked that he looked like that.
Yeah. And so he puts this about in the criminal underworld, drives his sick ass car back to the police station, and he does the like cocky fake salute thing to Ginko.
Yeah.
Twice in one conversation, just to really double down on it.
This actor was just like, I'm in 2 scenes, I'm gonna fucking boss this.
Yeah.
Not coming back.
And he does.
Ginko was the least interesting officer in this. There's keep being like other cool police people disguised as ballerinas or as underworld guys, and I'm just like, why are we with this dope? But anyway, Ginko goes.
No, pathos, pure emotional pathos.
A lot of like freedom of expression in the Clairville Police Department.
Yeah.
You know, you can just really.
They're all on some Serpico
Entire
shit.
unit of Serpicos.
Oh, that's the dream. That's cop heaven. Fuck life on Mars. That's
what fucking Jackie Chan gets given in Police Story 2.
Yeah, just fuck around, do whatever dumb cop shit you want. Like
But the big party that the Duchess is going to is also tonight, and Ginko was supposed to be there to handle her security. So he goes to her and he's like, I'm really sorry I won't be there to guard you when you're wearing the famous Black Griffin necklace. By the way, how old was that necklace's wife when they met? Never mind. But I'm not going to be there tonight because I'm obsessed with catching Diabolik.
Yeah, I love Diabolik more than you. And
I'm going to be catching Diabolik.
This is a great scene for a couple of reasons. One,
I love this scene.
Like she has more chemistry with him than like Eva and Diabolik have, but also
yes,
her vibe here is I love you. You're so fucking boring and annoying, which is like it's great. That's a great pitch.
I like that she's like, yeah, go on, go get him, honey. I'm gonna go and be with my makeup artist who's been given an unusual amount of screen time.
Yeah, here's my makeup artist pointing at her.
Yeah.
It's a young woman. It's like, all right.
Obviously, this is Eva wearing the goop mask, but like, I'm going insane. I'm kicking over chairs and tables. And she's like, I'm the best makeup artist in town. In the sense that I'm wearing a latex mask disguise and a wig. Incidentally, Elena does try and like hit on Roller as she believes, while he's like in disguise. But so back at the Batcave,
it's very nice.
They go right. So the real, like the jewels are going to be transported out.
Yeah, here's the plan
in like an ordinary, normal type van with one cop like in plain clothes in it. And we need a volunteer. And this is where, as you say, Abby, every cop there is like, no, I'm going to get fucking killed.
I'm not going to fucking do that, yeah.
Yeah, a Diabolik will hit me with a throwing knife minute one. I'm not making it to midnight,
Every
baby.
one of those cops is thinking about the knife cam in their heads at that moment. But Roller is like, no, I'll do it. I gotta win back my reputation.
Yeah, and Elena completely takes apart the argument immediately. She's just like, why would you have to?
It's like, I don't know, vibes.
He's like, well, I've messed up twice, so I have to do this to like prove that I'm good. And she's like, we'd like sit in a van for 20 minutes. Why would that prove that you were? He's like, I have to do it for honor. All right, fuck off.
The one cop capable of deductive reasoning. So he has to drive this van to Brattville. I love the fake names so much. Where it will be met by a police escort.
How do I get there? Looking into getting the train to there.
That's where Kamala Harris is fucking.
But so
the fucking trap.
The 310 to Brattville. So the fake convoy leaves, drives into the tunnel, and immediately the trap is sprung. Right. The like shutters come down on each end of the tunnel, fills with cop incapacitant gas.
Nice to see a gas. Just always a fan.
Oh yeah, we love a gas. One of my favorite states
Good
is
to see them
massive.
still getting work.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And like a fucking fake Diabolik on a little rail comes out of like a psych department. Like it's a small world after all or some shit out of the fucking tunnel wall.
The ballistic gel Diabolik.
All the cops have their gas masks on, which is kind of a sick aesthetic. Like the shots are good. And they're like, oh my god, it's a fucking mannequin.
They're
boys.
wearing the like Soviet GP5 masks with the original filters. So RIP to all of those extras in real life.
Do they not work?
Asbestos. It's got asbestos in it.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So yeah, bad working conditions.
There's a reason why they're the cheap ones, costume department.
I kind of wish knockout gas were real. Like, I mean, because first of all, you'd never worry about like insomnia because you could just like hit the dog tooth, you know, just
but
like
it's probably not good to be
yourself.
using that again. I mean, you can get knockout gas.
What if it was just fine? What if after the cigarette that's good for you, they invent the chloroform that's good for you, and I can just chloroform myself sometimes?
Well, I think the point is just that you're not getting oxygen, not that like the gas itself.
Yeah, I mean,
has like an incapacity. I mean, it's just displacing.
I think the thing is, right, big anaesthetist wants to like continue the employment of anaesthetists. And so like obviously, of course, they don't want you to have access to like the rag that knocks you out for a bit. They've got to insist on all of the like, you know, mixing of gases and all the oxygen supply and all the rest of it. So
you just talk about Nos.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Anyway.
I think the occasional sleepless night is good for you as an artist.
I don't. I mean, I think give me the chloroform, you know.
Yeah, sometimes it's 3 a.m. and you're like, I could do the chloroform. If it was in the house, I would do it right now.
Oh yeah.
Roller drives into a secret hedge.
Yeah, which he prepared earlier.
Yeah. Monica Bellucci discovers that the Black Griffin necklace is gone, and then she's just mysterious. Like, "Oh wow, that's crazy." Also, my necklace has been tweeting some things about white people that are maybe a little bit unusual, but anyway,
what?
And Roller,
I gotta do some reading.
Roller and the makeup artist meet up in the woods, and it's fucking Diabolik and Eva, and they never broke up. It was all a setup. This sucks, man.
This
like,
is an abuse of the like flashback.
This is bullshit. By the
way,
and
they explain that like, oh, actually, we planned this all along. It was all a setup, and it's just like it's great. So you've just taken all the conflict out of this fucking story. Thanks a lot.
Genuinely,
thanks a lot. Our characters have learned nothing. They're going nowhere. Great. Thanks.
I don't object to a flashback, but making the breakup be planned ahead of time is like way too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just trying to do a usual suspects reveal with a head injury. Yeah. It's like this is not.
The real Roller is dead. It was stabbed in the head by the knife cam.
Throwing knife.
What did he do with the body?
I don't know. It's going to start to smell by now, isn't it?
Did he fucking eat it? Like, where did...
You can dissolve bodies. Gotta be a vat of acid, right?
Yeah.
You would
it's
think.
An abandoned warehouse. They come with those.
Yeah. But
you know from hiring them for philosophy chief.
Yeah, of course. The one thing you didn't count on was that Elena would be in the van and she'd be a judo expert, but more importantly, she'd have a gun. So she shoots Diabolik.
Small detail that like part of the plan was when Eva dives into the water, she escapes into a pre-prepared underwater bat cave entrance.
Sucks, dog.
Fuck off. Seriously.
Complained earlier about a lack of escape vehicles, and the second they arrive, we're all like, this is shit too. This is fucking awful.
Rubbish.
I just wanted a better movie more than anything else, really.
True.
But I will say, Diabolik does save a sentence. Ginko wasn't born yesterday. He never trusts anyone and considers every possibility.
You met this man once. You don't know this.
I can't stress enough that as Elena has them at gunpoint, she like Diabolik did murder her friend, which like he knows about.
Yeah, which is really funny. Is the second that like both of them start getting threatened, they just start doing like Sigma face.
Yeah.
She pulls out the gun and both of them just like wordlessly turn to her and start like mugging. Like,
Yeah, they both do like models. They're mewing. They're fucking
yeah,
mewing.
they immediately start mewing. There's like, interesting.
So as Diabolik is getting shot, Eva kind of like just kind of walks around. She Napoleon Solos again. She walks around behind Elena to distract her.
She just circle strafes her.
Yeah.
What a fucking shame.
Appears behind her. Not entirely clear how she does that in heels either, but but then Diabolik throws a throwing knife with the handle, and the handle hits her and knocks her out. And then it's like,
Yeah, you could do it at any time, huh?
so A, you could have done that at any time. B, she's seen your face, man. She knows
But
what
this
you
is the
look like.
thing. This is the like consummation of the xenogasification process, right? Like, in order for it to happen, your nemesis has to spare your life because they respect your like deductive capacity, right?
Yes. Yeah, you're saying Elena is like early stage xenogatifying right now.
Exactly.
But also, like, do Ginko and Diabolik have a fucking scene together in this whole movie? I don't think they even meet.
No, they don't know. No, it's all working on the pathos of the scene at the end of the last one.
Yeah,
It's just like I don't know.
Okay, fantastic.
I think just like it's like atomic charge, right? Like a strong enough Lupin can just like start making cops around them become Zenigata just by like induction.
A Lupin even sounds like an atomic particle. Your gluons, muons, lupons.
Bro, you're emitting mad Lupins right now. Getting Zenigatified.
Lupin particles, Lupin waves.
Large Lupin collider. We're smashing two of the fuckers together at relativistic velocity.
Oh, Zenigata.
I also like that, as you say, retrospectively, this does mean that like Diabolik is making a conscious decision to be like, yo, fuck art museum guards.
For real, like you could hit them with the like back of the knife at any time, and it has the same effect.
Choose is not to do that.
Choose is not to unprovoked violence.
And then they escape with the jewels, which, by the way, still radioactive.
Yeah, you
and
can
not just in the sense
those.
of like me doing cancer bits, but in the sense of like you can track them with the van that you already have. Cinema sins ding.
The war will never be over between
But they
Ginko and
no. But they go on vacation and they kind of make up if they were ever even really fighting.
yeah.
They drink some more Campari. How much did Campari kick in for this? And Eva's like, isn't it cool being on vacation? I don't care.
I don't give a shit. But then we hit the actual emotional core of the movie.
Ginko breaks up with his girl.
This is the other thing. Advanced xenogasification is a process of self-knowledge, right? And
yes.
And so Ginko like goes to meet his girlfriend as she's like leaving, and because they're in public, they can't be like openly romantic. But he does say to her, like, instead of like, coming to spend time with you, I kept trying to catch a criminal I never catch.
Yeah, I will never catch
so
as well.
He
knows it's doomed. He knows it's doomed by the narrative. It's like, listen, he has to jettison this partner, this girlfriend. It doesn't matter where she's the fucking duchess of, all right? Late tier xenogatification, you have to commit yourself to that like an ascetic. You can't have anything else.
It's love as a kind of like self-ablacing process. Like the Zenigata is in the end a tragic figure.
You must be consumed
He
wholly.
fumbles the heiress back, which I mean,
it's not even fumbling. It's something beyond fumbling.
I've been there, man.
No, he abandons it.
I have fumbled the heiress bag in the past. Bad decision. No, don't dedicate yourself to anything.
Dedicate yourself to getting an heiress.
If a beautiful heiress falls in love with you, do not fuck it up. Take it from me.
You can fuck it up if you want.
No, don't.
What if she's like got a bad personality?
I like how I spent the whole of the People's Joker trying not to talk about my ex, and you just fucking because I'm like I don't want to overshare about the time I fumbled the bag. And then this one, unexpectedly, Dark Horse, you come in with a sliding tackle of, by the way, when I fumbled this heiress,
Well, she wasn't like, she was kind of an heiress. Not really. Not a massive one. I did.
Oh, okay.
Downplaying it now.
She wasn't nobility because she was American and they don't have that. But you know, it was going well, and I fucked it up. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I would hate to fuck up a relationship, but the thing is, I don't even have the consolation of having fucked up a relationship because I was trying to catch a criminal. I fucked up a relationship because I don't know how to communicate with people. Yeah. And that's way worse.
Oh, yeah, no, I fucked up a relationship like that too. Yeah, I can't recommend it.
Yeah, same. I wasn't even trying to catch a criminal. I
gotta find like a nemesis. I'm taking nemesis applications at this time.
No, don't do that either. No, don't take it from me. Do not.
If anyone out there listening would like to have a shockingly intimate yet hostile relationship that persists for the rest of our lives,
I want to be clear. They don't share a scene together in this movie. No. It's not a you're not going to see me very often, but you have to be thinking about me all the time. That's the relationship we're talking about.
It's a long distance relationship. Yeah, genuinely.
Yeah, I suppose
long distance enemies. Yeah.
On the other end of a long arm of the law.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, Ginko and Diabolik on like a Discord in the middle of the night. Just really, really sad, actually.
But I think the moral of this story is sometimes your girlfriend's going to try and stop you doing work. Don't let her. And I'm like, I don't really like that as a fucking moral.
Yeah, the lesson to this: stay out of my fucking business.
Fuck off. How about that?
It is quite misogynist. They're just like both of the women in this movie are just trying to stop these two like Tom and Jerry guys doing their Tom and Jerry thing. And it's like,
it's tough to be married like in a straight relationship with a gay guy who has a sort of like gay nemesis boyfriend.
Honestly, if you see a late stage Lupin, you can't fix him. You actually can't fix him.
There's a strong attractive force.
I found this one a little boring, if I'm honest, because I really liked the idea that Eva might grow as a character or like be betrayed by Diabolik, or that he might have to win her back somehow and change. It was really interesting, and it was such a sad, cheap reveal at the end that actually there was no conflict at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. Talking about it, I feel worse about this movie, but at the time, I kind of enjoyed it. I think it sagged a bit in terms of pacing. It could have used another edit pass, but like,
costumes are no good.
I think again, mostly because I could see it, right? And I'm trying to gin up this like watching movies in really like adverse situations thing, because it really pleases me, because like God knows I've done enough of it, and I think I'm just spoiled now by having being able to like see things in the actual movie has made it so like, yeah, this is pretty good. It's fine. My baseline has shifted on that basis.
Yeah, did I like the movie or was it in 1080p? Who knows? It's hard to.
yeah.
Like, wow.
We'll do a fucking t-shirt about that, and you can buy it soon. Yeah. But yeah, this has been Diabolik Ginko Attacks, but we don't have to just be subjective about it, because we have.
Oh, yes, yeah.
We have a science-based system.
A science-based system.
Yes.
It's called the SCUM system, and it stands for SMARM. Cultural insensitivity, unprovoked violence, and misogyny. So on a scale of 0 to 7, how smarmy is Diabolik Ginko Attacks?
It's got to believe that it's doing something really clever, right? Like to hinge your whole movie on this.
True, but like moment to moment in the dialogue, significantly less than the first one. Like,
oh yeah, the first one, Diabolik was saying lines, right?
Diabolik
like he's barely in this fucking movie.
For a line.
He gets one where he's like, "The bracelet is not as beautiful as you," and I'm like, that is so fucking obvious, dog.
Smarty, but like not enough to give it more than, I don't know, like
a low smart score, actually.
Like a 2. Yeah.
Cultural insensitivity.
Once again, we're in the erasure thing of this is like all white people. It's in sort of like 60s Europe nebulously, and it's not overtly insensitive to anyone as far as I can tell, but it's also because it's like this is a completely just like white and like it's a monoculture function.
3 again?
Yeah, makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
Unprovoked violence gonna be pretty high. A lot of murders.
Fuck museum guards.
Once again, we know that he is actively choosing to kill. Like we have that confirmed for us. Two kills unnecessarily in this that I counted. Rolo and the museum guard.
This is the thing we need to stake out now before like robbery season. How do we value blue lives, right? Is it worse or better to kill a cop than a like normal person?
I think the purpose of the unprovoked violence is not to pass necessarily judgment on a kill by kill basis. It's more like, is this movie glorifying violence that is morally unacceptable?
Yeah,
and I still think our like highest standard is Rambo there, where it's like this guy is those were soldiers, they were attacking Rambo, which could be seen as provoked, but at the same time it glorifies in that violence.
Yeah, I mean, if you create the situation as well, that is still like, you know, unprovoked.
Sort of premeditation. I guess the other thing is that like this movie's like, not that the first one was particularly thoughtful about it, but it did take a moment sort of implicitly to consider the strangeness of like, hey, I'm desperately attracted to this guy who kills people for money, for like no reason other than to acquire like wealth.
Yeah.
What does he fucking spend it on as well? He just obsessively collects
likes the things. He likes
just has it in a place.
It's a hoarder. Like,
there's genuinely a scene midway through where they've got like, while they're still doing their like inventorying Diabolik's layer bit, where they get an art guy in to be like, yeah, this painting is by like an old master, but no one's ever heard of it before. Like it was like kept in a private collection and they were never talking about it. So like he's just stealing this shit to have it. Like it's not, there's no higher purpose than like fucking kleptomania.
Yeah, it's just acquisitive behavior. And this movie doesn't do that. This movie is just like, this guy is like normal, you know, and we're not going to think about him too much. And
don't worry.
He's just a fucking magpie.
I think on that basis, it's kind of higher in some ways. Like, I think this is...
Last time we gave it 6.
Well, I don't want to give it a 7 because like it's not like he's like opening up on people with like a sort of crew-served machine gun.
We can certainly go higher.
True.
5?
I think 6 is fine.
I think 6 is... Yeah, I think it's a 6, yeah.
It's definitely not a step down.
Yeah,
misogyny. I'm sad that the fucking female characters in this don't have anything to do except be there and support their men.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you could have done so much with Ava in this movie, and you've just turned her into a fucking mannequin to make Diabolik look cool. It's so disappointing.
It's also, I think about the like ballet cops a lot, right? In the sense that it's very pleased with itself to the point that I almost feel like we should have given it another SMARM point for this, for like inventing feminism, right? To be like, you know, they're sexy, but they're cops.
We can give it another point if you want. We can bump it up to 3.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of, it feels quite dated now. It is problematic, as the kids would say. And yeah, just in general, like Eva is an interesting character to like try and approach some of the stuff through if you bother, and this one doesn't. So
yeah, no pity.
I think this is probably like a 4 or like 5? A 4, I think.
4?
I would go 4 for this.
Okay. In that case, that gives it a total score of 16, which is better than last time. Although I just found this one less interesting. I found it...
It's reasonable.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. It's just a bit boring, actually. And you could have done so much with this and then didn't. Also, it does something which a dramaturge friend of mine calls, it takes the play away from the audience. It's like you give the audience a story that they're enjoying about one thing and then you take it away from them. And you're like, you're a fool. And it's like, I was enjoying... These two thieves are angry with each other and they are having a sort of thief war over their relationship. I was enjoying that. I was invested in it, and I was disappointed to discover that actually it's bullshit. And it's just about stealing necklaces.
You could potentially pulled off the twist if it had been done slightly differently, but like why would you bother?
I think one of the major problems is obviously like the last movie, the protagonist was Ava, right? Like, whereas in this one they've moved and the protagonist is now Ginko. Like, and he just doesn't quite carry. Like, who is the protagonist in this fucking movie?
It can't be Diabolik. He's hardly in it.
It's not Diabolik. He's not in it.
It's the one cop. It's Roller. I guess
it is Ginko, but Roller is Diabolik.
Yeah, I Zendaya as Michi. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what are we doing?
Aubrey Plaza is Wire Platinum. Anyway,
the credits as it circles Ginko and Leia smoking though are really good.
Nice.
It's got a very like anime, angsty outro vibe to it.
This was kind of like it was fine. You know, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't not recommend it. I'm in a state of total ataraxia about this movie. It's fine.
Cool.
I had fun for the 2 hours I watched it, and I'm probably never going to think about it again in my life. However,
banging.
There is another one. There is a third one, which is Diabolik, Who Are You? Which we will see not next time, but on the next free episode.
That's right.
Because we have a Patreon. And
yes,
the next bonus episode is going to be a Halloween one. Dev, I believe your pick.
Woo.
Yes, I thought long and hard about this. I got a lot of suggestions, and then eventually I gave all of them the middle finger, and I went very left field on this. I've gone for the most evil movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Okay.
The most spiritually rotten film.
Oh, Supersize Me.
Sex and the City 2.
No, you dog. Okay, right. The opening an employment tribunal.
You have to watch Sex and the City 2 and talk to me about it for work.
Okay, cool. When it comes back to me, we're doing Sallow and Visitor Q and a double bill.
I need you to help exorcise a demon. I watched this thing a couple of months ago.
I've never seen any Sex and the City stuff, so I'm kind of.
That's fine.
I allow you people are dogs. I will watch Sex and the City too.
Okay.
Subscribe to the Patreon so that you can hear our suffering. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time. I hate you so much. Bye, everyone.
I love you.
Bye.
Mwah.
Mwah. Thank you for listening to yet another episode of Kill James Bond. You know what's happening next week. You know what's happening the week after. That's about the limits of your knowledge at the moment. But to be honest, it's the limits of mine too. Let's just get right into this. Thanks for subscribing. If you have, you could, if you wanted to. You know, if you're hearing this on the free feed and you're like, wow, these guys seem really cool and interesting. I wonder if there was a way I could directly hand them one crisp £5 note once a month just to let them know that I think they're doing some good stuff. There is patreon.com/KillJamesBond. Special thanks, of course, to our £15 and above patrons who are handing us a crisp £15 note every month, or perhaps 3 fivers, maybe a fiver and a tenner, I guess. There isn't really a £15 note, so you'd have to do one of those too. Charlotte with a D, Gilded Dragon, Lo Bjornsdottir, Candy Fox, Freya Aloysius, Gustavo Lira, Jack Holmes, Nick Boris, Jordan Gammy, Mike Berg, Hannah Oberhardt, Neotomori, George Rohack, Kentucky Fried, Call Me Drone Lover, Yarrick, Melody Morrow Gonzalez, Live Free or Cry, Labor Delenda Est, J. Martindale, Trip Top O, Library Hitman, Max Gemainhard, Jack Drummond, Beef Crime, Kit Divine, Mia, Lyndon Rose, Staz, Science Daddy, May Victoria Roth, Anne Hedonia, Rosie Can't Fail, Nepotize Me Mummy, Jacques Louvière, Misbehaven, Claire, Jonathan Owen, let's go with Annie Ruby's a bit much, sorry, I think you're fine. Forrest L. Novell, The Project, ignore all previous instructions and seize the means of production. Nina Skyhawk, hey, no worries, thanks for letting me know. Lady Houndstooth, Trans Commissar Sorsha, some sort of silly Canadian creature, Whitney Wolverine, Goblin Queen, Loretta Maze Zerf, A Vixen Most Foul, Cayenne Belladonna is EP, just the worst. I'm not reading this name. Ash, not in Florida. Palpable Pips. Alright, man. It's getting cute now, are we? You're succeeding, it's very cute. Joyous Uwu, D, Hunter of the Dead, stands for Devon. At least one of them does, indeed. Hell, Arthur Sex Crimes, Olivia Arts Modular, A Trans Robot, Steve Widdershins. Sorry, just going back to D, Hunter of the Dead stands for Devon. I believe it's the second D that's called Devon. I think the first one is called like Darian or something like that. The one you meet in Round Table Hold the first time, that's not Devon. The one you meet in the river out by the fucking gargoyles, that's Devon. Akira, Claire Baker, Saturday's Claire, this is a different Claire to Claire Baker, and indeed Claire above. Violet Cybra, Isopod Gal, Rope Trick Lady, Ariane Clarification, Julia Coke, Noblesse Oblahai, Annalid Cultist. Cool. Seng Shen, Alex, Connor's Cool Big Sister, Clairvoyant, Saul Scott, Ronan, Liz and Ash in Florida, John 2089, Quinn Valeri, Al Irwin, Philippa Smith, Carriad, Wolfie is normal, Finn Ross, Robert Greensmith, Mega Combi is entering the chrysalis, Loz Pycock, Katerina Pandora, Hex, Abigail, Emily, Queen of Sloths, Turfs Eat Shit and Die Alone, Misidentified Leon's long name, just for Devon, thank you. Mistress Angela Alis, Josh Simmons, Talkative Tiger, Charlotte with a D, and Lauren Baston. thank you for your support. Future Transpond is, of course, November. Abigail and Devon. Our producer is the wonderful Mr. Nick Thay. Our podcast art is by Matty Luchansky, and our website is by Tom Allen. See ya. Mwah.